Hello students, welcome back. So this is our second lecture of gravitation. In the first lecture of gravitation, we have learned about our universal gravitational constant, Newton's law of gravitation, and the unit and dimension of gravitational constant. Okay, so this is our second lecture of gravitation. Gravitation is very important topic. Okay, questions will surely come in your exam from this topic. Okay, so आज के लेक्चर में हम क्या क्या पढ़ेंगे? आज के लेक्चर में फर्स्ट हम पढ़ेंगे द रिलेशन बिटवीन g, that is this g is acceleration due to gravity, and capital G, that is the gravitational constant. It's a universal constant. Okay, this is the first thing. Second, we will study about the laws of motion. Laws of motion, this is a chapter in force and motion, right? But here we will modify this laws of motion when due to free fall. Laws of motion due to or during free fall. Okay, during free fall. This laws of motion will be modified. How will it change? This we need to know. Okay. Okay. So and also we will do sums today. Okay. We will do sums or numerical today related to what we have studied in our lecture 1 and today's lecture. Okay. Okay. So relation between G and capital G. This G means acceleration due to gravity, and this G means gravitational constant. Okay. Now what is the relation between these two? See, we know what from Newton's second law of motion. From Newton's second law of motion, during free fall, suppose a ball which is thrown from a height h. Okay, during free fall, force F is equals to mg. We know Newton's second law of motion is force is equals to mass into acceleration, that is rate of change of momentum. But when there is a free fall, this A is replaced with G, and we can write force is equals to mg. And also in our previous lecture we have studied force is equals to G m1 m2 by r square. Suppose this force is acting on mass m1g, or without resolving these complications, let us make this one capital M, one small m. Okay. So this is the force between two bodies of masses capital M and small m. Then at equilibrium, we can say that these two forces will be balanced. Okay. So at equilibrium, see, always when two bodies are at equilibrium, that is they are at rest, or they are at that is the net force acting on every particle is always zero. This is always valid, that a net force or the superposition of all the forces acting on a particle is always zero. So these two forces will balance each other. Then we can write mg is equals to g mm by r square. From here, this m and this m will cancel out, and we will say g is equals to g m by r square. Okay, so this is the relation between capital G and small g. Okay, this is the relation between acceleration due to gravity and gravitational constant. Now we will find the value of g. Okay, we will find the value of g. We will consider, let us consider the force of attraction of any body of mass m, okay, which is attracting towards any body of mass m, and capital M is the mass of earth. Now any body of mass m which is lying in or above the earth's surface is always attracted towards the center of the earth's, बिकॉज अगर हम कोई भी बॉल को अगर हम ऊपर की तरफ हम एक कोई भी बॉल को छोड़ दें तो वो नीचे आएगा। वो नीचे क्यों आएगा? क्योंकि अर्थ उसे अट्रैक्ट कर रहा है। अर्थ का जो ग्रेविटेशनल पुल है वो उसे अट्रैक्ट कर रहा है, राइट। सो वी आर कंसीडरिंग द फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन ऑफ एनी बॉडी ऑफ मास m towards the radius or towards the center of the earth's surface, okay. So m is the capital mass of the earth. This we know this value, okay. This value is equals to 5.96 into 10 to the power 24 kg. This is the mass of the earth, and radius of earth we are considering, see this is our earth, okay. We are considering here this is a body which is mass is m, and this is the mass of earth's surface, and this is the distance between the center of the earth and the object of mass m, okay. This distance is always measured from the center to center, but with respect to this earth surface the object is very tiny, so we are considering this distance as the separation distance between the two bodies. So this is r. So radius of earth is what? 6.37 into 10 to the power 6 meter, okay. So these are the info we know. Now we need to find the value of g. We know what? mg, this is the force on this body. mg is equals to what? Our gravitational force. So gm, mass of the earth m, and radius is r square. This is the radius of the earth. So this m and this m will cancel out, and we are getting g is equals to g. G's value we know, we have already told in my first lecture, that 6.67 into minus 11 in SI unit. Here we are all using our SI system, okay. M is what? 5.96 into 10 to the power 24 kg by r. R is what? 6.37 into 10 to the power 6 square, r square. So if we substitute all these values, we are going to get g is equals to 9.8 meter per second square. This is very important. Sometimes in exam this value is not given. You need to know this value, and this is the unit meter per second square. Now you would say, how do I get to know this is meter per second square? Okay, we will calculate this. See, g is equals to gm by r square. In my previous lecture I already told what is the dimension of g, right? I hope you remember what is the dimension of g. Okay, so g's dimension is what? Newton meter square kg to the power minus 2, and mass unit is kg, distance is meter square. So what am I getting? This meter square and this meter square is cancelled out, so I am getting Newton per kg. Okay, so Newton can also be written as what? Dimension of Newton is what? ml t to the power minus 2. This is the form we write our dimension. So if I write in SI unit, what will I write? Kg, L is what? Meter, and this is second to the minus 2. So if you substitute this value, what we will get? Kg, meter, second to the minus 2, and this is kg. So we are getting meter per second square. So this is the dimension, or this is the unit of g. Okay, in CGS unit, what will be this? Meter will be changed into centimeter, and second square will be second square. Okay. So this was the relation between G and capital G. Now laws of motion during free fall. Okay. So laws of motion during free fall. We know our laws of motion. First we will write our general laws of motion. What is our laws of motion? See, we know what V is equals to U plus AT. S is equals to UT plus half AT square. V square is equals to U square plus 2AS. This is our general form, where V is what? V is the final velocity. U is what? U is the initial velocity. if the body is initially moving with a velocity u, and after some time t the body has reached a final velocity v with an acceleration a, and the distance traveled is s, then the laws of motion are as stated above. But what is my special case here I am talking about is a free fall. I am talking about free fall. Whenever there is a free fall, A gets replaced by G and the body is initially at rest, that is, the body is not moving with any velocity, then u is equals to 0. Understand this fact when what condition is given and I am using what parameters are being used. When in question they have said free fall, use G instead of A. When in question they have said that the body is initially at rest, then use U equals to 0. Then the equation of motion will be what? V is equals to U is 0. Gt. S is what? Half gt square, and v square is equals to what? 2gs. Okay, now another case. This is case number 1, special case number 1. Special case number 2. Special case number 2, the body is free falling body, and but the body is moving vertically upwards. That is, I have thrown a ball in a vertical upward direction, that is opposite the direction of the force of attraction, that is in a upward direction. Basically the force of direction is always towards the center of the earth. This side is my force, this is equals to mg. Now if I am throwing a ball in the upward direction, then g will be replaced with minus of g. Then my equation of motion will be what? V is equals to minus of gt. S is equals to what? Minus of half gt square. And v square is equals to what? Minus of 2gs. But here the body is initially with a velocity u. The body is not initially at rest but with a velocity u. Then v is equals to u minus of gt, and s is equals to ut minus half gt square, and v square is equals to u square minus of 2gs. Okay. So now we will do some sums. Sum number 1, numerical, we will do about all the formulas which we have used and which we have learned. Okay. First question is that calculate the gravitational force of attraction. Calculate the gravitational force of attraction between the two bodies of masses 40 kg and 80 kg, separated by a distance 15 meter. Okay, so you see what were given. First they have given m1 is equals to 40 kg, m2 is equals to 80 kg, and distance r is equals to 15 meter. They need to find force. So we know force is equals to what? G m1 m2 by r square. G we know. Here everything is what? In SI unit. So 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 in SI unit. This is 40 into 80. This we have to learn. I already told you. Okay. 15 into 15, that is r square. So now we will solve. When you will solve this whole calculation part, I think and I hope that you can successfully do this. Okay, so your answer will be 9.5 into 10 to the power minus 10 Newton. Okay, so today we will do only one sum. In my next lecture we will do lot of numericals. Okay, so thank you so much. Keep studying. If you have any doubt, please let me know.